Sounds good.
So we are live. Welcome to Football United TV. I'm joined by Jem, Charlie, and Charlotte at the moment. It's a Christmas special, so Merry Christmas, everybody. Christmas jumpers are on for some of us. Jem, you got the glass of water.
I didn't get the postcard, you know.
I just followed Charlotte's lead. I was like, I'll wear one then, and then I said to Charlie, "Oh, I think we're both wearing one here." So Charlie put on his lovely hat that he's got there. Brilliant, mate.
In Brazil, he must be sweating.
It's miserable. It's miserable. It's so hot. It's so hot. Yeah. This is gonna last like 2 minutes. Just letting you guys know.
That's well done. Well done. So look, let's just start it off with asking your favourite players of all time, because I know a lot of people are going to come in and there might be a little bit of debate on why people are choosing that player and all that. So we can always start off the Congo line now. That'll be good. Jem, starting off with you, mate.
Are we talking about Premier League or just overall? Like, what we're talking
about, mate? Yeah, just your favourite player of all time, the reasons why, pretty much. Yeah.
You put me on the spot here.
You did say Ronaldo as Brazil, didn't you? Last time, didn't you? R9. Was it R9?
I went with Kaká. I like Kaká as well. Kaká's always been.
Yeah, it was Kaká.
I'm going to be honest. I think it is Kaká. I ain't going to lie. Like it's a weird one. People be like, why? Why has he gone for Kaká? Like, but for me, when he was in his prime, honestly, I don't think there was a better player on the ball, mate. You give him the ball. I've never seen a guy pick a ball up and drive with the speed that man had. And literally, he never lost. And his balance. The key thing here was his balance. His balance with the ball whilst he was running that quick. I remember him a long time ago. It was Brazil against Argentina. Him picking the ball up and Messi's chasing after him, and he's just left him. He's just gone. And this was from I think this was back at Brazil's box, wasn't it? Marley, if you remember, he picked the ball up.
I think that was 4-1, if I'm not mistaken, or 3-0. Yeah, we massacred them.
That guy, man, honestly. And I always remember him at Man United, unfortunately, Matt, as well, when he absolutely baptised you as well in that game. But to be honest, for me, he's definitely one. I've got so many, to be honest. But Kaká, for me, if we're talking overall, Kaká was definitely one of the guys up there for me, mate, 100%. It
was strange, wasn't it? The fact that did he go to where did he go after Real Madrid? Went back to Italy, right?
He was at AC Milan, and he went Real Madrid, and then he went. I don't think he went back to Italy, did he?
I think he went to Orlando.
He went to America, didn't he? He went to Orlando.
Straight out like from there. Okay, yeah.
He did play in São Paulo for a while, but I think he went to Orlando. Then he came back to Brazil. Then he went back to the US.
Back to the US. Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened.
When he went to Real Madrid, he never really hit the heights that he did at AC Milan. He was still a top quality player, but I don't know what happened to Real Madrid really. Do you know, Charlie? Being that you're a Brazilian fan, did he just lose his ability, or what? Was he just injuries? I think he had a bad injury as well, didn't he? Because he was out for a while.
Yeah, I feel like in general, when that happens to Brazilians, I do feel like it's a lack of interest. Just like you've made enough money, you're already a big star, like you don't have ambitions. I don't think that happened to Kaká. I think injuries got the best of him, mate. When you talk about Kaká, you're talking about the Milan Kaká. You're not considering Real Madrid, the MLS, playing back in Brazil. You're talking about the Milan Kaká, and that was phenomenal. It really was. That was something else. He was one of my favorite players as well, for sure. Class.
Go for you, Charlotte. Who is your favourite player and the reasons why of all time?
I have a very weird one, but I feel like it's because when I first started watching, supporting Chelsea, he was probably the one person I used to watch, rewatch a lot of. I just enjoyed his football, and that was Dennis Wise. For me, it's from a childhood thing. It's he was one of the first footballers I enjoyed and that I loved. So I feel like for me, his play was always so good, and he had so much energy and passion. And I just remember being like, man, Dennis, for such a small man, he was so good.
That's how he scored at the San Siro, Charlotte, against AC Milan. You remember the goal he scored at the San Siro against AC Milan? Oh, when he was on side, and he nutmegged the goalie as well, didn't he?
The little man nutmegged the goalie. I love it.
Yeah,
he doesn't get old, and Like, I feel like everyone used to like underestimate him because he's quite small, like
He's a
four. He's like
4'10".
5. He's like 4'11", so he's tiny. But for the quality of football that he plays and the talent that he had was incredible. Like, it really was. He was a beaut to watch. Like, he really is. I could like watch him every day and never get old.
Oh, yeah.
Did he used to play for Millwall as well? Is that correct?
Before he went to
Leave
Chelsea,
He was there for a little bit.
yeah, I think it was a small mark. Yeah, only a little bit, but then he came to Chelsea and he solidified.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really talk about Millwall because he's Chelsea. That's it. Like,
Yeah,
who's Millwall? Like,
Well, exactly. He's known really for Chelsea. What Dennis Wise was an amazing player, and the low sense of gravity I think he had as well, and the way he would kick people up in the air. If you put him and Roy Keane, in the same team,
oh,
it was
beautiful to watch.
It was a tempo setter. Like, you know, when you're like on the edge of a game, it's 0-0, and you need someone to like get behind the players and get them sort of riled up. He'd be the guy. He'd just do one crunching tackle, and everyone would just react upon it because it was like, yeah, your captain's just gone in, and you know, a bit like Roy Keane. You know, like Roy Keane was for Man United. He'd do that one crunching tackle, and then it would just get the players lifted a bit, and they'd get stuck in. Like, that's the type of player he was, man. Immense.
he's still like it now verbally, isn't he, Roy Keane? Do you know what I mean? He's kicking up pundits in the air with what he said. Brutal, really brutal. Charlotte, can we just have a look at your Christmas jumper there? You're shouting out penguins, aren't you?
Yeah, literally, it's like the best jumper ever. Like, it literally, there's so many penguins on it. Like, it's just the best.
I need to get one in different colours though, so we don't match. That's what I need.
Yeah, well, I feel like this is Chelsea colours, and I feel like if you got it, everyone would just think you're a Chelsea like fan. So then it's not really great for you.
Blue, yellow, and white. Perfect.
Literally.
Charlie, who's your favourite player of all time, and the reasons why, mate?
Well, as an Arsenal fan, it's a boring answer, but considering the fact that I'm Brazilian, I think it's pretty cool. It's Henry, mate. It's Thierry Henry. He's the reason why I support Arsenal. I like, he's the reason why I love football. But even though he usually screwed Brazil, like that was the tendency, but I became an Arsenal fan because of him. Played most of my FIFA days with him as well. But I definitely should mention, and Jem's gonna get a kick out of that, I should mention Thiago Silva, mate. If I'm talking about a player that's still playing today that I would like to meet the most, it would be him. He's I'll try. I'm gonna consider myself an idol for Fluminense fans. I'm gonna teach you the song that we had for him in Fluminense. It's gonna be tough, but I'll try to. But yeah, man,
he was awesome again, wasn't he? Yesterday he was awesome. Thiago Silva was awesome again yesterday, man.
Yeah, he was.
Did not watch the game,
So
but
good.
I can imagine so, man. He's one of the best defenders in the world, and like he was huge at Fluminense, had a brilliant career. I feel like he had a brilliant career at Brazil as well. Like, he didn't win the World Cup, but he was our captain for a long time, and amazing career in Europe as well. But you know, like I'm sorry, I'm speaking the longest here, but I should, like, I'm a Brazilian. So I can't not say Ronaldo and Ronaldinho in this conversation as well, because those were two players that at their prime you could not watch them. You couldn't.
That's true.
So maybe just ask this question, because I'm thinking about all the best. Who do you think is the worst player you've ever seen?
I'm an Arsenal kid, mate. I have options.
That Kepa puts all your players to shame right now.
There's actually one goalie other than Kepa, and it was a Chelsea goalie, right? And this is rolling back the years. Matt might remember this guy as well, and Charlotte. There was a goalie called Karim that used to play for Chelsea. His name was Karim. He was like the second goalie at the time to Hitchcock, who we had at the time. Man, that guy, he had hair like me as well, curly, bushy hair, but he was this guy. He was a calamity. Every time he went in goal, it was like you knew that you were going to concede like 3-4 goals a game. Like, it was that bad. He scarred me as a kid, because as I was growing up, I saw him, and it just made me. When I was a kid, I was always happy to see us play. But every time I used to see him in goal, I used to be so upset, man. I used to be like, and I was a kid, so he scarred me, man. definitely scarred me, that guy.
But like Kepa brings back those memories of him, though. Genuinely, when I watch Kepa, he reminds me of him, and like it's mentally scarring. Like
He's
because if either one of them like decided to come back to play for Chelsea, like we'd just give people like 6 goals, like be 6-0 to them, not to us.
he deserves to go and play with Arsenal, actually, doesn't he? It'd suit their style of play at the moment, wouldn't
Oh my
it?
God,
If he can
yeah,
go-
really would. Conceding goals, your own team giving other players goals,
Losing.
like other teams' goals.
Yeah, I
I mean-
think we'd be good at Arsenal, Charlie. What do you think? Bit more for Arsenal?
Yo, my team had a good run. Like, I just gotta take these. I just gotta take this bench around the chin right now.
Big L's, as they say.
It's tough, isn't it? It really is.
Defo.
What am I gonna do?
Well, you got to beat Chelsea, haven't you?
I do not think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, neither do I.
Now, let me tell you something.
Nope.
Chelsea got a habit of this, right? Everyone will build it up and go, yeah, Chelsea are going to win this 4-0. And for some weird reason, Arsenal have been a bogey team for us the last couple of games. They will have one game. You know, like when you played Man United.
Do you know what? This is what I was about to say.
Everyone played well. Like, I can see that happening against Chelsea with Arsenal. I don't think, like, it's really got to be, like, we've really got to be poor, don't get me wrong, for it to happen. But there's a chance that we could actually get done with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I always say this because last season when we played Man U and we lost, like I was so like determined that we were going to win. I was like, yeah, we've got this. And then we lost. But I feel like I'm so determined that we're going to beat Arsenal that we could lose. And I feel like this is going to be like my absolute nightmare. So I feel like I'm just going to keep stum on like the Arsenal thing and just be like, nah, it's not going to happen. And then when it happens, I'll be happy.
Isn't it? Indiana, you can answer that. Losing to Arsenal this season, isn't it? Yeah, you're muted, bro. You're muted.
Yeah, we lost at Arsenal, and we were terrible. They were obviously terrible, and this is what Arsenal do. They're either going to beat you or City.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
That's just the way I see it. Like here's the thing: if they lose tonight, I'd be worried if I was Chelsea. If they win tonight, I wouldn't be that worried. That's just because that's how it goes with Arsenal.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And you can't win. Listen, you can't
But I
win
feel
every
like-
game.
No, you can't win every game.
We're still
can't lose
early.
it.
No, but I feel like we
Early
need
in the
we
season.
yeah, but we should be beating Arsenal. Like we should be in all terms because Arsenal are playing. So I'm sorry to any Arsenal fan, but Arsenal fans are like playing. Arsenal players are playing so poorly that if we don't beat them, it's embarrassing that we haven't beaten them. It's not anything else. It's just embarrassing. I'm sorry, but like it is embarrassing. Your team aren't what it used to be this season. Like, and if we don't beat you, it's embarrassing for Chelsea. Like, it's embarrassing for any team that doesn't beat Arsenal right now, and that's a fact.
Charlie, we're
Yo,
looking at
Matt, I just want to say thank you for the invite. I'm having the best time.
It wasn't my. Sorry, Charlie. How are Fluminense doing, mate? We can talk about Fluminense.
We're not doing. I mean, we're doing better. It's not hard to do better than Arsenal right now, but we're not doing much better. It's we had a manager that I hated, but he was taking us places. We were fighting for our Champions League, Libertadores spot, but he left. He went to, I think, Saudi Arabia or Qatar or somewhere like that. And our former captain took over, and I love the guy. Like, he's really important in my football life, but he sucks as a manager. So we lost 2 in a row already. It's not looking too good.
We're not basically the same as Arteta then.
Lampard.
It's not. Very different. Very
Hey,
different.
Ian, nice to see you. And
Yeah,
Indiana's
bro.
in the house, both these guys. Actually, going back onto the main question. Let's start with you, Indiana, first. Like, who's your favourite player of all time and why?
Ronaldinho, because he was the greatest. He was the best player. He could do anything with a football. The guy wasn't even. He didn't have that drive that you have with a Ronaldo or players today. Like, he'd go out on a Friday night, be drinking, come home 2-3 o'clock in the morning. He'd have a kickoff at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You roll out of bed at like 2 o'clock, turn up, splash a bit of water on his face, put his boots on, probably in last night's pants, turns up, make Real Madrid look silly. He was that good. Went off, had a nap, and then back on the drink. He's out again. He was that good.
Juice.
It's weird how
No,
you.
he's just the most exciting footballer I've ever seen. It was just talent. He made the game look easy. He made top players look silly for fun.
Yeah, he did. In their primes as well. Like,
Yeah.
I remember what he did to John Terry, man. Like when we played them at the new camp, them 2 goals. I remember him putting John Terry on the floor completely, like absolutely done him like a kipper. Like, man, the guy was class. Absolutely class. Yeah.
He's the best player I've ever seen with a ball at his feet. He really is.
Yeah, he's the most skillfulest by far.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you, Christian? Who's your favourite player of all time and the reasons why? We want to hear this.
Probably Patrice Evra. He's first of all, he's just a great footballer, and I love his energy, everything about him. Such a positive person. Like, I strive to be like him in a way. So obviously what he did on the pitch as well with United. I think he won 5 league titles. So he's just a big inspiration for me in life in general.
Do you like his punditry as well? He seems to be doing quite all right. Roy Keane have a bit of a yin and yang thing going on there.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's all right. I wounn't say he's the best. He's all right, I guess.
Nah, he's not a Gary Neville, is he? I think maybe Gary Neville is better at punditry than he was as a right back, which is.
It's definitely debatable. That
You say that
Yeah,
he was voted the best right back ever in the Premier League. How do you work that one out? No, don't it? Ever.
No, do you know what I think it was with Gary Neville? He was just he was consistent in what he done. So you would never expect too much from him. He would just have a solid performance each week. You know?
Yeah.
Prime, how you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm good. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Prime, favourite player of all time and the reason why. Let's hear it.
Andre Pirlo.
Why
Because
Pirlo?
what the guy could do, his vision on the field, and doing it with a lack of pace, it's phenomenal, and it's inspiring for me. Plus, the guy is just so smooth and cool as well. So, yeah.
He is. He's been very smooth at the moment as well, isn't he? Juventus being the coach, because obviously they're not doing as good as they have done. What do you make of that and his playing career as well? Do you think he might be that sort of manager that can progress from such a club like Juventus? Because, you know, like I say, they're not doing very well at the moment, but that's not down to him, is it?
Yeah, it's down to his inexperience. I don't think he should have got the job in the first place, but yeah, you have so many clubs, the bigger clubs in Europe nowadays, that want to do this rebuild, and they're trusting ex-players that are inexperienced to do it, which I guess is interesting to see. But yeah, if his managerial career is even half as successful as his playing career, it will be amazing.
No, top player.
Top player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very talented,
Yeah.
very gifted. On free kicks, on set pieces, he was immense as well. Absolutely immense.
It wasn't just that. It was. Prime mentioned his lack of pace. Like, he was already there. His football brain, one of the best probably that ever played football. He could see a pass, and he could spray a diagonal. Like, he was already making the movement to like turn his body and open his feet up to make that pass before the ball's even reached him. Like, he was that good. He was outstanding.
Yeah, him and
under it.
Scholes, him and Paul Scholes actually are the reason why I like playing in midfield. So
That's a good shout, bro. That's
I
actually
can
a
see
good shout. I picked Kaká originally, but do you know what? Thinking about it, as much as I love Kaká in his prime just because of how, especially at AC Milan, what he was, man. He for me, I looked up to him for a long time. But other than him, who was the other guy I was just about to say? It's in my blimmin' head. Just gone brain dead. What's his name? Oh my god! I was just about to build it up to it as well. Winter Surfer, go, bro. I'll come back to me.
Well, I'm going to choose a different player because my all-time favourite one's already been taken. That's Ronaldinho. So I'm going to select Ashley Cole as one of my favourite players of all time. And just because, well, obviously he signed for Chelsea, but he got better with us. And at the time, there's no doubt about it. When he played for Chelsea, he was the best left back in the world. And I rate him now. He's the best. For me, he's the best left back of all time.
Oh, it will be. Yeah.
I'm not having Roberto Carlos at all overtake Ashley Cole. And just his duels with Ronaldo, Indiana remember this. And so everyone, just the duels them two used to have, not only in the Premiership but in international as well. If you could just sold tickets for them to just playing each other, it would have sold out stadiums. They're just one of the best duels I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, Ashley Cole, man, for me. And also it winds up Arsenal fans, so I like it. So it's all good.
Ending up Arsenal already, getting ready for the.
It's come back to my head what I was about to say earlier when I blew it up. Andreas Iniesta, man. I love that guy. This guy on the ball, man. I swear, so balanced, so skillful. And you know what? Xavi and Iniesta are probably the two best combined midfielders I've ever seen, like together, because
it's a partnership.
One was very good at passing, the other one was just skillful, talented, had an eye, had vision, could score goals. Like for me, Iniesta was he was out of this world, man. For me, any time he was. You mean either or, Xavi or Iniesta were both great, but for me, Iniesta.
You know what's interesting? The fact of you being like a number 10 and stuff. It's interesting that you would say Iniesta.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we're going for number 10s, I ain't gonna lie, it'd probably be Eden Hazard. I loved the guy so much when he was at Chelsea.
I'd take De Rossi. De Rossi at the back. He's most underrated, like as a CDM. But Totti as a 10.
Totti,
the original 10, like that's who I used to base my game on in that position. Loved him. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
You know, a 10 back in them days is completely different to a 10 that we have now with it. You know, like the Eden Hazards and whatever.
I don't know, man. Zinedine Zidane. I mean, my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Just the number 10. I mean, man was a bulldozer. You know.
You say that, but they all wanted Totti. Real Madrid were trying so hard to get Totti over to them, and the players ended up begging him to leave Roma, and he was about to go, and it wasn't until he actually had his wedding, and all the fans turned up to his wedding as they came outside the church. And that's when it clicked for him that he would never ever get that feeling from fans anywhere else. So he stayed at Roma. But if that wasn't to happen, I think you would probably have taken Totti just for his style of play, how adaptable he was. Don't forget, this guy was put on the bench by a manager, played for like 5 minutes at the end of games because the manager had to, and he'd be scoring hat tricks and braces. Like he was a top player,
and he sacrificed winning trophies. That's what he's done by staying at Roma. He would have won at least 2 or 3 European Cups.
He's the most real type of player that I've seen ever, like towards the club, like proper loyalties, mate. Like he started there and he finished there, and he knows himself he could have gone to the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, you know.
They all wanted him, Jim. Everyone wanted him.
You can mention Maldini as well, but Maldini played for a bigger club, so Totti's staying at Roma was even more heroic. I get that.
Yeah. But if you're even a person at the base of the spine, it's the master of the 5-yard pass, Claude Makélélé. He's the one at the base of the spine. Honestly, that's when I knew we'd arrived. When we signed him, Claude Makélélé, I tell you, we got him that summer. That was when I went, okay, this guy Roman Abramovich, he's serious. He's getting Claude Makélélé. We're doing something. We didn't do anything that season, but you know.
Would you say he's very similar to Kante?
No, not at all. Claude Makélélé, if you're having a free, he will stay there at the base. Yeah, he will stay there. He'll start off attacks and let you go. That's why Lampard scored so many goals at the start of Roman Abramovich era, because Makélélé would start them off. He'd have Essien or Ballack and Lampard the other side, he would just break up the attack, start it off. That's why he was a major part. That's why we've got the best defensive record in the Premier League.
I think Essien was more like. I think Essien was more like.
Essien.
There was more box to box. Like, do you know what I mean?
He's the most unlucky, one of the most unlucky footballers with his injuries. Because if he didn't have them, he'd be talked about so much more than he is.
The best man.
He's one of my favorite players. I love Essien.
A monster, absolute monster. He is.
He was nicknamed the Bison.
The Bison, that's right. Yeah, because he just tore through the midfield. That's why.
It's just a rock. Like he was just.
I'd rather have Yaya Toure. I'm not going to lie. Than Essien. I'd go for Yaya. If you're thinking about that position, Yaya's like he just runs games.
But Indiana, if you remember, the beautiful thing about Essien, they played him at right back as well.
Yeah, no, I do remember.
And he scored that banger against Arsenal as well.
Yeah, but to be fair, I do get where Indiana said. When it comes to Yaya Toure, like someone to pick the ball up and run.
Yeah, drive.
And the other with drive, with Aguero running one way and Silva running the other way, and then and he could score as well. It wasn't like the man was shooting that run. He could shoot from anywhere. Like it was unreal, mate.
Those two title winning seasons, the first two for City, I'd put the end of the run all on Yaya Toure. He dragged them. He dragged them to those 2 titles. He dragged them. He's an awesome presence, and he's versatile as well. Barcelona played at the back.
That's right.
I think we need to give a special mention to Andy Carroll as well as one of the world's best headers of the game. Look at your faces. I don't know what to say.
Matt, I know you've only just got StreamYard, but there is a if you click on the 3 dots, you can just kick him out.
Yeah. Was that a Christmas cracker joke? That's what you were saying.
Yeah. He's not wrong. I mean, Andy Carroll, up until his injuries, is one of the best target men in the world.
Oh, here he goes.
Do you mean for banter and the papers and stuff, or?
No, to be fair, he was good in the air. Like no one wanted to play against Andy Carroll in the air, man.
So's Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch, yeah, massive.
All these talented footballers England have, and you can't win more trophies. It's shocking.
Yo, Jem.
Yeah.
You spent a long time with ads already. Have you understood by this point the boner the kid gets from underrated Brazilian midfielders? Because the amount he spends talking about Ramirez, Fred, all these guys, like what's going on?
Marley, it's mostly Fred. It's not Ramirez. It's mostly Fred.
We haven't shown.
I've heard him talk about Ramirez a lot.
Yeah, but it's not as much as Fred.
Not as much as Fred.
He's got something for little He's got something for little Brazilians that play in a DM role. I don't know what it is, but you need to ask.
You haven't shown him Cleberson highlights yet. You'll get a real boner then.
We'll try and get him in as quick as we can. Another one, Daniel. Juan Mata at Chelsea was so underrated back-to-back player of the years. What do you?
Yeah,
he wasn't underrated by Chelsea fans. Tell you that.
I think what Juan Mata
or United managers.
I think what Juan Mata is, he didn't win a Premier League title.
But he won the Champions League.
But if he had won a Premier League title, I think that would. Because for me, he was better than David Silva.
Ooh,
that's a big shout, man.
I
know where you're coming from.
I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm disagreeing with that. I think David Silva was absolutely special. He was
he was disgusting when he was just
prime.
Well, when I say that, because I don't get this thing of David Silva being better than Mata. I think they were both on the same level. But I think people edge Silva over because of the fact that Silva actually started for France, or not France, for Spain, and Mata was a bench player. But for me, they were both on the same level, if not Mata being better.
Not prime. Part of the reason Spain won the World Cup.
I know. I'm not arguing that.
Xavi, Iniesta, and David Silva all played.
No, Jem. I did not argue that. I didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yo, that World Cup, people forget to mention David Villa. He was so important in that cup as well.
Yeah.
He had scored every single goal that Spain scored up until the quarterfinals or semis, I think. Like he was massive in that.
Speaking of World Cups, 7-1, and you got knocked out in the penalty shootout by Croatia.
Wait, what?
He's targeting that to you, obviously. Do you not remember?
No, I'm talking to both of you guys. Brazil and England.
Wait, Prime, which one of your countries got far in the World Cup?
You don't remember that final? You don't remember that final between Nigeria and Ireland? I remember it so clearly.
Oh, but we're not expected to.
What?
Mate, be quiet, man. John Obi Mikel was your best player.
Yeah, but Jem, don't laugh. I rate John Obi Mikel.
Yeah, he was your best ever player.
Not best ever, but one of them, yeah.
You had Martins as well, didn't you? You were Martins. You were little Martins, the left foot rocket.
Obafemi Martins. With the backflips, the backflip celebration.
Born at 42 years old.
Yeah. I like that guy. I actually liked him at Newcastle. Yeah.
Hang on, didn't he score the winner against Arsenal for Birmingham in the League Cup final?
I always remember when he scored that goal, which was like measured at 70 miles an hour or something. Do you remember? It's ridiculous. It was like 20 yards away from goal, and the guy hit it at like 70 miles an hour into the top corner. Like, how's he even done that?
Yes. Obafemi.
We've all said our favourite players, right? And we were going to go on to the worst players. I think, Charlotte said, didn't she say Kepa straight out?
Yeah.
She said Kepa. Did you say, Jem, who you thought was the worst player of all time?
My worst player of all time.
Are we talking about classed as like world class and he's not actually been world class? I think it's just
it could be anything. Someone who never made it that you thought was going to make it, or it could be someone who had a long career and you thought just never was good. I don't know what they were overhyped. It could be anything. Just what you think, who you think is the worst player you've ever seen.
I think you have to come back to me, Matt. I need to think. This is a hard one, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
No, I've got two.
Love that. You got two. Go on in, Anne. What's your first one?
They're both Chelsea related. First one is Khalid Boulahrouz. Not only was he rubbish, but he wore the number 9 shirt for some reason, and he was a defender. That one. And then
nice.
I don't know if Jem remember this. I don't know. I don't be primal. Slavica Jokanovic. He the former Fulham manager. He played for Chelsea. Defensive midfielder, also wore number 10. Don't know why, but when he came on, when I went to Stamford Bridge, when he came on as a substitute, and this is from the home fans, and I don't know how it happened, but in sync there was a collective groan when he came on the pitch.
Good shout. Winter Surfer. Yeah. Do you remember Kareem? Man, that goal they used to kill me, man.
Dimitri Kareem. Yeah, he used to wear the jogging bottoms. Yeah. I'd have 10 Dimitri Kareem before I had Jokanovic in my team. Yeah. So those two were atrocious. I mean, we have bought some crap over the years, but those two were rubbish. So those are mine.
Fair enough.
Is it bad that I don't remember these guys?
No, it's fine, bro.
He wasn't born.
Yeah. No, you were too young, bro. Maybe not the Boulahrouz one, but definitely Jokanovic, probably too young.
Oh, no. I remember Boulahrouz, kind of. Yeah. But I don't remember him playing.
No, well.
Maybe because he was that bad.
He ran like a duck.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of Baba Rahman as well, man. He was shocking.
He's hardly.
Speaking of running like ducks, our team the Arsenal lineup for tonight.
I don't even care. Honestly. Indiana. Who's your one? Have you thought about it?
It's tough, isn't it? Because how do you what do you base it on? Do you base it on
anything you want?
Well, in that case, I'm going to go for Luke Chadwick at Manchester United. And the reason let me tell you why I'm going for that. Because I think he'd actually walk into a lot of teams lower down the table, but the standard at Manchester United was so high at that time that he was always going to look bad. And the fact that for some reason Fergie thought he was going to be the next big thing, or had a chance of being the next big thing, it's just madness. I think he ended his career playing semi-pro. I know he coaches a semi-pro.
Fergie, another thing that puts him on that list.
Shut your mouth before you carry on. With this Fergie hate, come on. No.
Fergie, this god, that's Fergie. He's not a god. He's a
You're
man.
just angry because Jose Mourinho didn't do the same thing at United as Fergie did.
Oh no,
gotta
no,
drop it.
no.
You
I'm
gotta
happy
drop
he
it.
didn't because you guys let him go. But whatever. Anyway, my pick for worst
Streamer
player.
has gone.
Good, you didn't hear what I said. My pick for worst player. It's a shame I can't pick a manager because I'd pick Fergie, but player. Who's the worst player I've seen?
Mine's Lee Bowyer, man. I hate that guy. I think it was more that I hated him more than anything, man. Like, every
Really?
time, I did not like Lee Bowyer, mate. Lee Bowyer was just horrible. He was one of these guys that I just thought was absolutely. Every time I used to watch it, he's just a horrible person. Like, you know, when these people you see him on the pitch, a bit like Roy Keane, Dennis Wise, used to get stuck in, win balls. But overall, if you watch him as a footballer, I didn't actually think he was that good. I think he was actually overrated.
He used to bang in goals, man.
It was but it was pumped up to be this really big player in England, and for me, I just never saw it. I was just like, nah, man. I don't know. I just didn't see what everyone else saw. So for me, it'd be Lee Bowyer. Don't like him.
No, I quite liked him. I actually quite liked him.
I remember. It's a good thing I actually can't remember his name because he's shockingly bad. The last World Cup the Nigerian goalkeeper, he was shockingly bad.
Who? What's his name?
It's a good thing I don't remember his name because he was shockingly bad. The guy was worse. He was worse than Kepa. That's how bad he was.
Are we saying like the worst player or the most overrated players? Like, because
They said overrated.
Overrated. That's different.
yeah, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. Like, overrated is easier for me to find players that had this expectation and then just flopped
Not
completely.
Timo Werner. I know what you're going to do. I see it in your
I
face.
never, listen, that wasn't even in my head, but now we know how you're thinking.
We're going most overrated, Fergie.
Oh, for God's sake.
What's wrong with you?
You guys know I love Fergie anyway.
And how many of those green hoodies have you got? Or is it just
Yo, come on, you ruined my joke. I was gonna touch that. I was gonna say if you're not that familiar with Prime, and if you've seen him wearing that thing ever since quarantine started, it's not that his washing machine's broke, it's that he's a cartoon and his closet's filled with 50 of those. That's exactly it.
Indiana, I've got this thing called a washing machine where you put your clothes in and what's the problem? We'll change it.
Even.
Right. You call me at the worst time. I'm about to go live myself, mate.
Stephen, how you doing, mate? We're going to come and check you out. I will at around 8 o'clock anyway, mate. Arsenal are
No,
playing.
you're just going to come to banter me. That's all you got to do.
No, mate, I always do, mate. That or Pornhub, you know what I mean? It'll be one or the other.
It'll probably be all the other.
No,
You're literally talking to the nicest fan in the world who's mad. Like,
me and Stephen have this thing, don't we, Stephen, about John Terry's, who is it? John Terry's wife on
Mum.
Mum, not wife.
Yeah, I think. Well, you have. I don't know about me.
Yeah. Someone said like you should go look it up, and we were all on the live stream and we're like, what on earth's going on? Apparently it's a true thing on Pornhub, like, but yeah. yeah.
I'll be honest, I ain't checked it out.
Yeah,
look at Prime.
Prime's looking out now. Prime is looking out now.
Prime shows the picture.
He's put John Terry's mum in Pornhub. That's what he's put.
Typing away, right? He's on there now, like.
John Terry's mum.
He's literally like typing in, what have I missed?
There, Prime.
Stephen, before you go on your vlog, we wanted to ask you who's your favourite player of all time and the reason why.
Thierry Henry.
Yeah, for me, because you can't get away from players that you grow up watching, right? And for me, watching Henry growing up was probably one of the main reasons I supported Arsenal in the first place. Right, so yeah, for me, you just can't get away from that sort of love affair as a kid. There are players that are better than him, but for me, like whenever you could rely on him, probably the Champions League final, maybe, but but in most other cases, he sort of led the line at the front of Arsenal. So
Can I just say, Steven's favorite football player is Lewis Hamilton.
Well, yeah. Wait, Lewis. Well, Hamilton did take Henry on Sky.
Is Henry not overrated though?
Oh,
Is that my
Oh,
cue?
insane.
Am I supposed to leave now?
No. I can explain why. And again, I'm not saying he is. I'm just asking the question. All right, you know when was it Nedved that won the Ballon d'Or and people were saying Henry deserved to win it? Did he deserve to win it that year? Do you
I
guys?
couldn't really tell you for sure because I was quite young as a child, as a kid. I was about 10.
Indiana,
So-
Matt, you guys, Jem, do you guys think should
Was
have
that
won
the
it that
year
year?
when he flopped with the Champions League? I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah.
The thing
Well,
is,
yeah,
No, I
no,
think it was more 2004 when the Invincible
No,
season.
yeah. 2006, I think the best in the world was Zidane, wasn't it? Or Cannavaro. I don't think
It was-
Henry was
No,
up there. Like,
the year, I think that the year Nedved won it, people were saying that Henry should have won it, and he was not.
was that 03?
it's probably 2004 or 3. Yeah.
I'm sure the
Yeah,
reason why
2003 or
One
4.
reason why I say it is because people were. I don't think there was ever a point where Henry was the best player in the world. Best striker, yes, but not best player.
I to be honest with you, I'd
I think
never
so.
have been angry if he ever won it.
No, me neither.
I wouldn't have been angry about it.
He-
Fair enough.
he-
Then
that
well, I
01
mean, well, I don't.
that
Yeah,
01
for me,
02
R9
that
was a
102 Arsenal team is one of the best teams I've ever seen in my life. Not
Yeah.
the Invincibles. That double team is one of the best teams that ever
Yeah.
played football.
Fair
In
enough.
real life.
No,
I
it's the Invisibles. Remember?
Yeah, sorry.
I take back that overrated statement. Well, not really, but yeah, I take it back.
By the way, I agree with Jam. Thierry Henry is my favorite player, but unfortunately, I don't think he was ever the best number 9 in the world because he played
No,
he
there's
played in the
also
same time that
ridiculous-
R9 did.
Nah, there's obviously there were players a lot better than him.
But I would say
Even at that
Ronaldo.
time.
Ronaldo, R9 Ronaldo, man. He was one of the
R9,
best.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's regarded as the best striker ever, right? Of all time. So it's
He was unreal.
Thierry Henry was just unlucky because he was probably the second best in that generation, in my opinion.
Anyway, I've got to
Anything-
go, guys. I've got to go love myself. So I'll
The
see you
only thing I
guys in a
could,
bit.
seriously, the only thing I could think of, during that time, I don't think he played that well. Ronaldo.
I think there's a
Henry
lot
was
better
better.
strikers than Henry. I think
Yeah.
it was more about his whole game, like
His overall play. Yeah.
the clutch moments with him,
Yeah.
the sort of goals he would score, just like naughty goals, rather than the sort of like the Del Pieros, the Van Nistelrooys.
No, yeah. What I was
I
saying
don't
wasn't
think.
even like
What I'm saying, I
yeah.
don't think he. If you had a choice of any strikers from that era, I think you would always pick Henry to play out wide.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what went
perhaps.
against him? What went against him was Arsenal's European record. It was trash.
Yeah,
That's why he didn't win it. It was trash.
That's what I said. Champions
Yeah.
League. Not. That's what I think anyway.
Premier League, no problem. European trash.
Whose channel is this? Is it Prime's?
No,
No, it's not Prime's channel.
Matt, make yourself big screen and explain. the channel.
Oh dear me! It's Football United TV on YouTube. You're on it now. I think you are. Please do subscribe, share, like, and thanks for coming in and sharing that comment with us. Thank you very much. Let's try and get back to what I was doing here. There we go.
Football
right?
United TV in association with Prime. That's what it is.
It is. Yeah, it is. I don't know what I'm doing here now. Look.
Well, I will be a brand soon enough. So yeah.
That's true.
Every time you see Prime on here, everyone assumes it's Prime's channel because he's always.
Wait. Did you just say you will be a brand soon enough?
Indiana, shh, please don't have to. You don't have to react to everything I say.
Have you got your own OnlyFans website? I'm saying, what's going on? You branded?
No, I'm not. I'm not like you, Jen. No.
I'll tell them that. I thought you was actually.
So yeah, who was your worst player, Prime? Did you say that? And we got to go to Indiana,
No.
Charlie.
Worst player.
You said the Nigerian goalie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you meant overrated.
It's up to you. Yeah, whatever you think.
it-
like,
You think that player, you think that guy.
Overrated is quite a few because I'm going to say someone and then you guys are going to react. But again, for me, when I think of overrated, I don't rate them on the same level everyone else does.
Yeah, it's different, man.
I still think they're a good. Like for me, I think Messi's overrated.
Okay, but you should not say Messi
No,
when someone
no.
asks you.
Oh yeah, because I tweeted it out, Zach. But no, again, it's just based on the fact of I don't think Messi is the best player of all time. Or
No, I
greatest.
don't
Okay,
either.
I can
Or
back
back
that.
That's
I'm
fine. Stop
Brazilian.
screaming.
Of course, I don't
Stop
think
screaming.
that.
Yeah, he's right.
It's not overrated though. That's harsh, isn't it? Let's be serious. There's a lot more
Yeah.
worth that can be.
Yeah, but again,
Do you know who is overrated? That is it Mario Götze for Germany? Like
Oh,
scores the winner in a cup final. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, wow, like this is the next best thing. This is the next big striker. Like that's where overrated is for me. Like they might have one good moment and then it's like, or a good few weeks, and then the rest of their career is just like downhill. A bit like remember when Werner came into Chelsea?
No, shut up.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what,
or when Fergie flopped in multiple
Prime,
times.
whenever you speak, the StreamYard goes weird. I don't know whether it's my StreamYard or it just don't like your voice or what. But
We have Sav in the house. How you doing, Sav?
Hi, sorry, I'm a bit late. I was really depressed after the match. I had to go and swear a little bit, and now I'm back.
Yeah, what was the score for Newcastle?
1-0. How embarrassing. They didn't even have like their main players. They'd rested them on the bench and we still struggled.
Oh.
Shocking.
Lucy all the way, eh?
Brucey
Yeah,
ball.
oh yeah, we love a good bit of Bruce ball. It's put me in
Brucey
the right.
manager of the week, you know.
Yeah.
Are you joking there or what? No, you can't be serious.
What? That we lost?
Manager of the week.
You
If
are?
you
No,
watch
the
Midnight
terrace.
Vibes-
No, it's because I was on
Oh,
the
I thought
terrace
about
and
that.
they put Bruce, Kendall and KJ put Bruce as manager of the week, and I was like, I just couldn't have it. Like he's a Man United legend. Forget about Newcastle. He's a Man United legend, ruining his career up there. Don't like it.
Who did he play under? Who did he play under for Man United?
What's that?
What did,
I know. I genuinely don't know who he played under for Man United.
Who, Bruce?
Yeah.
He played under Fergie. Fergie's.
Of course.
early years.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense how bad of a manager he is.
who did you play?
Oh my god.
Oh my.
You lost your nut. Put that green dressing gown back on.
Indiana, who did you say Kendall picked?
That one looks like a Ninja Turtle. Leave him alone, man.
What is
He's
it?
Ninja Turtle.
Nah, mate, he's Dr.
As a
Doom.
flop, I mean, for the price tags, Pepe and Kepa might be the two worst, just based on price tags and expectations of that.
No, you're out of order, man. Kepler ain't.
Gem, don't. We've seen the video. So, like when you buy players in for this amount of money, remember that Arsenal could have got Wilfred Zaha for 20 mil less or something, or I can't remember what it was, but it was definitely less than Pepe. You ignore that as a Premier League proven player who does drive forward. Like, trust me, they paid 10 times the amount right now for Zaha just to be winning. The fans would just to be winning games. This is a big flop, and not just that. With Pepe, you buy him in for the £72 million. You put him on those wages, and then you have to go to Chelsea and buy Willian to replace him.
Yeah, and he's a as well.
That's how bad it is.
Everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. I just want to. I feel like they were asking for 80 million for Zaha. I just want to correct that. I don't think it was cheaper, and he's older. So I back then I actually thought it was a better idea to go for Pepe.
No,
I was
obviously wrong.
Zaha's
definitely in his prime now. Zaha's definitely in his prime now. So if he went there a few seasons ago, he would have been dipping in his prime. This would have been before his prime. I say as of now, he really is in his prime. Like he's actually doing bits right now.
Yeah, but
to be honest.
they could have bought Eze from QPR.
They could have bought Dan James.
Yeah.
For 15 mil.
Let's go on to asking Sav and Ads. Let's start with Sav. Your favourite player of all time and the reasons why.
I reckon everyone will guess this. Alan Shearer. I'm being predictable.
Oh, I was expecting Joe Linton.
There's a big backstory behind this because I thought that me and Alan Shearer were going to get married. Like my 12-year-old self was convinced. I stopped playing with my Barbies. I was like, I'm going to become a mature woman, for Alan. And then I found out he was
when she said for Alan.
Like you've already married him. That's the way.
Yeah, in my head, we were married. We were definitely going to be a thing. You know, I went to go see him. I just thought he was just amazing. But no, actually, you know, that aside my failed marriage to Alan Shearer, it was just a way of play, to be honest. He was real old school. He got proper stuck in. There was no like flying to the floor and crying and rolling about.
Yeah,
you know, he'd be bleeding from the head with a bandage stuck around it, still running around, getting stuck in. You just don't see that anymore. And obviously, as a Newcastle United supporter, he was like prolific for the club, and you know, he's the one that sort of sticks in everyone's memory when you go, "Oh, who was the best player for Newcastle United?" Because you know, he really, really did stand out. And yeah, so for me, it's Alan Shearer all the way, despite obviously he didn't.
But he was no victim. The guy was nasty. That's why he had all those. And that's what got him all those goals. That's what made him the player that he was, because he was a nasty opponent. He was not a victim.
Yeah, there's a lack of his type of player like him. Like there's no number 9 like Alan Shearer no more. They've gone. They're dying breed for me. Do you know what I mean? So
he ended Marcel Desailly's career in the Premier League. You know that, right? He destroyed him several times.
I'm not as familiar with him, but you're talking about physical, aggressive strikers?
Yeah, Shearer.
Wouldn't you say Diego Costa and Suarez are kind of that?
Not on his level.
Suarez is not physical. He's a biter. That's it.
That's abusive. He gets thrown in prison for that, bro. But it's not physical.
No.
Biting someone's not physical.
Yeah.
That's making better as a pundit or as a player that now though, you know, that he's on TV much more than usual.
Yeah, he is on TV a lot now, isn't he? But
he's got better. He's got better as a pundit.
Yeah,
he has.
You say he started off really bad as a pundit?
Yeah, he's very well, he wasn't the best at interviews anyway when he was a footballer. So to then put him on live TV, you know, like all the time. But he has got better. He's more
kind of like Gary Neville then.
Well, yeah. His commentary is only famous for those weird high-pitched sounds he makes when a goal goes in, you know.
I think with Shearer, it was the whole sort of spending more time with Lineker and Ian Wright, like because they played obviously together in England camp, and it just allowed him to come out of his shell. He was just a bit nervous. He wasn't really a public speaker when he was a player, was he? He did all of his talking on the pitch. I mean, we missed out on him at United, but we still won a treble, so maybe we didn't. Who knows?
He won a Premier League as well, didn't he?
Poor Alan. Yeah, Blackburn. With Blackburn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but still won it, and he was proven. Definitely one of the greats for me, by far.
It's mad, isn't it? You got Leicester, Blackburn, and Liverpool all with one Premier League title.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Leicester Paul Rovers.
Leicester Paul Rovers.
Yeah. And Fergie's the greatest Premier League manager of all time. Why are you looking at me like that? That's a what?
What?
I don't know.
They all think I have something against Fergie, which is shocking.
Oh yeah. You know, when you come out and say he's a fraud,
he twerks for Jose. He loves Jose, so he twerks for him, but he hates Fergie.
He hates Fergie because Jose didn't do what Fergie did at United.
No.
No, I don't hate Fergie. I just think his European record is
easy. Ads, what about you? Who's your favourite player of all time and the reasons why? We need to ask you this,
Fred.
No, none of that crap. For me, it has to be Patrice Evra, man, 100%. Obviously, the thing is, I'm glad I was actually brought up at a time where I could actually watch the game and understand it. Obviously, at this age, I would have been like 8, 9, 10 or something like that when he was still playing. And you know what? I didn't want to dip into this, but how good he was, take that away. Look what he had to deal with players like Suarez, right? And he still manages to dominate games as part of the back line as well. Like, honestly, with Evra, for me, he's so humble. Off the pitch and on the pitch, you can't not like, don't like it. I just think that. And other than that, I think he's a great player. I think he's definitely one of the best centre-backs ever played at Manchester United. And he can start off well. is what I like as well. He didn't start off well. It's like a development story with Evra. He didn't start off well, right? And then obviously developed as a player, as well as someone playing at Manchester United, and then became one of the best. And man, I feel like his legacy will always be there. Always.
He's right. He's right, because he was bought in January the same time as Vidic, 2006, and they were both seen by the end of that season as potential flops, even by United fans. Who are these? But then from 06, they were just amazing, even as a Chelsea fan.
Do you know what changed it, though? Paul Scholes got a gash in training, right?
Yeah.
He got a tackle, knee height, all the way down his leg, massive gash. This was on the Friday, and they played on the Saturday, and Evra was on the bench because he felt a little bit of a tweak, so he was on the physio bench. And he turned around to somebody and said, Scholes is playing, like he had a gash yesterday. And whoever it was, I can't remember who it was, turned around and said, yeah, if you get a knock at Manchester United, you still play. It's just a knock. And that's where it changed for Evra. But the one thing for Evra I would say was he is a super intelligent guy. He speaks like 5 or 6 different languages. He pulls teams together. He's tenacious. He's just like keeps a certain level. We can feed balls in the box. He's quick. Tackles are normally spot on. He's not the sort of player you want to play against at all. I mean, I think the only player he ever struggled with, he said in the Premier League, was James Milner. And that's because Milner, again, he's just constant up and down the flank, up and down, because his game was all about wearing the opposition out. He felt he could run further than whoever he was playing against, and that's how we dominated games.
That's definitely an interesting duel, because for me, back in them times, they were both the backbones for Liverpool and Manchester United. Like obviously, like you said, communicating in different languages, and obviously he was a leader. He was tenacious. He was hungry, and he was the backbone for me. And so was Milner, because
Milner would have been at City then, I think.
Milner wasn't at Liverpool then.
But I'm getting it misconstrued. Sorry, but no, for me, Milner and Evra are definitely 2 backbone players. Like, they don't need an armband to be a leader. And I definitely feel like we've all, seen how well they can both play, no matter what team. And I feel like Evra definitely is deserves to be spoken about when it comes to top centre backs at United.
So
or left backs.
Or left backs, yeah.
Who is the worst player you've ever seen in the history of football in your eyes?
See, now I don't like being horrible about people.
So many.
You know what? I don't like being nasty about him. But and I always say, don't bully him. Joelinton has not been great for us, and at the moment, having to watch him sort of week after week, I don't like the fact that people bullied him. I think that was wrong. But 40 million, that's a lot of money. That's like our, our main signing, and it's painful. But then I think he might have had a confidence knock because everyone slagged him off. But I think that's just my sort of empathetic side coming forward, and because when you see him and he tries to finish it in the net, he hits it really half-assed. Like, what is that noise? Really
Ice cream band was coming round a bit late there. It's
But yeah, for us, I would say, because I watch him week after week, I don't think he's a bad person, and I'm not slagging him off, but Joelinton has been a massive disappointment considering he was like our star signing.
I think I know why. Every single one in England says his name like it's 2 names, Joe Wellington, and it's Joe Ellington. He just doesn't feel good. That's why he doesn't play well.
It's Joel
in Brazil, so you got to excuse him.
He's actually got a really long name. I can't think what it is, but Joe Wellington, whatever it is just one part of it. He's actually got a really
Joe Wellington, yeah. It's just a Wellington better in the oven, isn't it? Let's be serious. Like,
Good evening.
No, I do actually think you're right. I think Phil Jones up front wearing Wellington boots would probably score more goals. There
it is. It's not Wellington. He's not Joe, whose last name is
from now on he is.
Yeah.
No, from now on he's Wellington.
Yeah.
Let's call it Wellington.
He's Wellington. He just epitomizes rainy days and big puddles. Like he's the guy. The guy.
Doom.
Here's what I don't get. Right, they bought him. They have ASM and Almiron. They've obviously bought him as a Firmino type player to hold up the ball a bit more, and to ghost into the 6-yard box. Why are these players not playing with him?
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
What more
It's
do you have to
because
ask?
we sit way too deep, and then we have a striker right up front who we hoof the ball to, and he's not confident at scoring goals anyway. So, like last season, it really showed that he couldn't finish the ball or do anything with it, really. So, it's the style that we play. I don't necessarily think it's just down to him. He's not worth 40 million, though, in any way, shape, or form. Was he worth 40 million?
40 million?
He was, because based on his last season, so based on that and how crazy money is in this world, then the price tag made sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's not responsible for the price tag. I think that's what people started blaming him over. They're like, oh, they paid 40 million for you and you're useless. But, you know, that wasn't the price that he put himself for. So I kind of feel bad for him in that way. But I don't think he's ever going to come good with us because we play shit football anyway. So
Don't say that. You're at the moment. You're high up the league table. You're winning games. Come on.
don't you start.
Do you know what, though? Newcastle are the next club that will get a big takeover. And when they do with that fan base, like, people need to watch out. Like, seriously, if I was a buyer and I'd be thinking, like, looking at clubs, hang on, where have they got a really good, strong fan base? Which club could I take to the next level with history? I'd be looking straight. No, I'd be looking straight at Newcastle. I won't go anywhere near Arsenal.
The takeover is still bubbling around in the
Take care,
background.
Jim. Have a good one, bro.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Cheers,
I'd buy Arsenal to close it down.
Indiana, you haven't said you're like the worst player you've ever seen. Have you said that yet? You have. You said Chadwick, didn't you?
I said Chadwick, but I'm leaning towards Bebe now. I just don't know. The worst player I've ever seen is tough, isn't it?
I've got another one actually for us, Michael Owen.
No, I can't have that.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I can't.
But then Bob's back.
Shocking.
Sick note.
Bits and bobs.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah. So what? How are we doing, people? You all right?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good, Matt. Sorry I'm late to the party, man.
Mate, don't worry. We've still got time, mate. We want to ask you then bits and bobs because we've asked everybody else who is your favourite player of all time and the reason why.
David Beckham, because he made me want to kick football. He made me want to kick a ball. And he made me want to kick a ball a certain way, you know? I think it was just that was my era. David Beckham, Man United, number 7. When you took a free kick before you shot, Beckham! Do you know what I mean? And then, yeah, exactly. The whole, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be like that. Yeah. And then, obviously, can I pick a second one? Just a close second?
Come on, then. Go for it. It's Christmas. No, you can have
Cristiano Ronaldo, because hear me out, yeah? This guy, like, I'm talking from the very beginning, this guy came to England, right? And obviously, if you've read about him, you know, all the stuff about his family's history and stuff, being poor, blah, blah, blah. But, like, this guy came to England, was like, okay, this is what I do. And he was told, don't do this. This guy worked so hard. And you saw his progress every season, every game, at different clubs. And it's like, you are the model pro, in my opinion, because it's like, he's the great advert of, if you work hard, what you put in is what you reap. And look at him now at what, 34? Is he 34? So
Ronaldo.
Yeah, him. And
he's 35, I think. Is he
35?
Yeah.
Is he 35?
Yeah.
6. Yeah.
So I look at him now. Do you know what I mean? I'd take him for tomorrow's game. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, what I'm just trying to say is that for him as well, but Beckham, like, you know, for English wise, and obviously you can say Zidane. Just, you know, Zidane was just I saw him live. I saw him score that Champions League goal at Hampden obviously because I live in Scotland. But yeah, best £80 I've ever spent in my life, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like just I went home thinking, wow, I want to be a footballer. So yeah, man.
David,
what you saying?
What about your worst play you've ever seen, bits and bobs? This one's been difficult for everybody, and we're still going round.
Safe Fred.
Worst player I've ever seen.
You went, get off! Like you should not be a football player, like a Usain Bolt type of player. You know, you should be running. You should be running 100 meters, and that's all. You know what I mean? Like,
this is a tough one.
Like I remember seeing Mo Farah play for Arsenal. Like it was a charity match, and the guy's got speed, but like he left the ball way back where, you know. Like,
do you know what? That's the thing. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Yeah. Eric the Djemba.
Yes.
Yeah. I was stuck between him and Bebe, you know.
I just think because Bebe, you could see Bebe could get coached, but Djemba, man, like for the
so bad,
what they do, but for the Africans, man, you always want an African to do well. Alive Prime, you always want the black man to do well, right? And just for this guy,
but you know,
man, there was nothing.
Fergie's the
like,
one.
Literally, what are you saying, Prime?
I said Fergie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
It's Fergie agenda, man. Just
what's it? Bits so bad they named him twice, right?
Well, that's it, mate. And you know, I watched him play, right? And it was like, you are shocking. Like what is going on? And yeah, man, that's probably the worst. God forgive me, man, but yeah, that's probably the worst. 100%. Especially when you're at the game.
I put Luke Chadwick in, Bobs.
No, Luke. At least Luke had effort. Had effort. You know, at least he tried to run. Djemba was like,
I get what you're doing. Yeah, but that just made it look worse. It was just worse. It was just bad quicker.
Didn't you guys sell him to Villa, Djemba?
Bro, was it Aston Villa?
I think you might have sold him to Villa, I think.
Bro, to be honest, as soon as he left, bro, that was just a closed chapter in my life, man.
If you did that,
do you know what I mean? Proper closed chapter. Just want to say hello to Marley and hello to Sav for the first time. Nice to meet you guys.
Marley, nice to meet you, mate.
Go check out Bits and Bobs.
Wait. Prime, is this the guy that you interviewed, yeah?
That's me.
Yeah. Cool. It was good, man. It was good. I liked it. I
love hearing about the frat parties and the frat house, Charlie. That was really cool. You know what I mean?
Glad you enjoyed it.
Well, I didn't interview Marley. I interviewed his girlfriend, and then he came in.
Yeah, like Rebecca just took over for like all of a sudden.
That happens, though, mate. That does happen.
Yeah, it does.
You know, another player actually on what Bob's was saying about Ronaldo being a professional, and I think he's actually underrated for it, is Roy Keane. Like when I was a kid, like growing up watching Roy Keane, I was like, wow, this guy is not. He's not a Ronaldinho. He's not going to run a game like that, but he runs a game in another way. He's just like he's a general. Do you know what I mean?
Bully.
The guy, like, yeah, he's just like the ultimate captain. He really is the ultimate captain, like a leader, real leader. Like teams miss that. We'd never have it in this day and age of football now. You'd never.
Do you know what Roy Keane is? To break it down, yeah. Do you know them ones when you're at secondary school, right? And you knew if you were cheeky, and you knew you had this one guy behind you. Like, yeah, it's cool. At least I've got this guy. Roy Keane was that guy. Do you know what I mean? Roy Keane will back anything. And this is what you said now, Indiana, right? They're all, I don't want to swear, but they're all pussies, these captains now. I don't see anyone like actually pushing, like tackling, like give me something, man. Like
up in the air.
Each other after the game. I hate and Dan, I remember what we were saying, Matt. I think I said this to you as well. I said, if I was playing against you, I'm kicking you in there. Like I'm doing everything to win the game. I'm not trying to hug you after the game. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? And you see these professional footballers, and Roy Keane was the best, man. You could talk about every single moment. And do you know what? God forgive me for saying this, yeah. But do you know the thing he done to Haaland's dad? I'd have done the same because I'd have held a grudge and be like, I'm going to get you back. It's probably going to get clips saying you dirty guy, but football competition is competition, man. Do you know what I mean?
I can make a movie trailer out of that now, mate. You know what I mean? Like, that's a revenge sort of quote that you just put there. You know what I mean? You're going to be headlining around on cinema screens, mate, very soon. Bits and bobs, mate.
As long as you guys come with me.
Of course, bro. We're back in the beef 100%.
Yeah. 100%. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to have to head. I did promise Matt that I would come on, but it was nice to see you all. Nice to meet you initially, Marley and Sav.
Yeah, you too.
Hopefully can work with you guys in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
For Prime Indiana, God bless you all. I'll speak to you soon.
See you, take it easy, Bob.
Right, guys. Take care.
Go check out Bits and Bobs. We got Charlie and Ads to tell us who their worst players of all time are. Just to finish off now, you two. Start with Charlie first. Let's leave Ads till the end because it's wicked G.
Come on.
I don't have to look far, do I? Look at the amount of options I have right in front of me in Kolasinac, Mustafi, Xhaka. But you know what? I'm gonna go a little less mainstream right now. I don't know if you guys remember him, Afonso Alves.
Why do you always think
Afonso Alves?
Because I've just thought of a player that who nobody can disagree with. But carry on. I'll say it later.
Afonso Alves, he played in the Brazilian national team for a long time. I think it was around like 2008, 2012, around that area. Like he played for a long time because he was once the highest scoring player in Europe, playing in Bulgaria or something like this. He was sold to Middlesbrough, and I'm sure he didn't do anything in there. He was just god awful, and Dunga, for some reason, kept on inviting him to play for Brazil every single time, and that blew my mind. So I'm probably going to stick with him, Afonso Alves.
How about you, Ads? Because I know you got to go to work, mate. Who's your worst player of all time?
Right. You know what? To be honest with you, I'll talk about someone that's currently at one of the biggest clubs in the world. Right? He loses them games. He doesn't take on. He doesn't understand the importance of his role. He is just shit. And if he didn't have pace, he'd be selling baguettes in France. I'm gonna say Bellerin. Because listen, I have more points to back it up. I don't know how in 2015 when he came in, everyone rated him like he was going to be the new best thing, and the reason why they did that was because he had pace. Like I said, if he didn't have pace, what would he be realistically? Come on, like even now his pace isn't there anymore. So realistically, you just have a ghost in the right back role. So for me, it has to be Bellerin, man. What a fraud! Shit player.
Can't argue with him, can you?
No.
Indiana, you said you had one that just topped every.
See, I want you to think about when Wenger was supposedly rebuilding. He needed a striker, and the guy had the worst fucking haircut ever. I don't know how many pots of gel he put on his head, but Shamak. Do you remember?
I considered mentioning him. Yes, I remember him.
Trust me, if you have Joel Wellington boot, you are blessed compared to this guy. He was shocking. And
he was horrible.
He had like hair like up to like halfway on his head, and then grew it, and then just gelled it all forwards, and used about 5 cans of hairspray just for the haircut alone. The worst player I've seen.
Cameron Diaz out of there's something about Mary, you know,
I don't know what he was doing. He'd be stood still with no one around him. The ball would get past to his feet. He'd lose the ball with nobody around him. It would just bounce off him, and then he'd look at someone else like he was disappointed in him.
So Mr. Bean on the field, yeah?
Yeah, no. Ads, go and watch some clips of Shamak. Trust me. Yeah, I just think for under Wenger at Arsenal, when they're supposed to be rebuilding, he was just so far off the level. Way off the level.
Yeah. He might have sort of played with no striker then. He was rubbish.
Yeah, he was that bad.
You know, don't any Chelsea fan, don't complain about Tammy Abraham. You didn't have Shamak.
Don't you dare complain about Tammy Abraham.
Speaking of Tammy, I have another person.
End it off, Brian.
Arshavin.
Arshavin.
Other than scoring 4 goals, what? He scored 4 goals against Liverpool, I think. Other than that, what did he really do?
Yeah, that's how brutal I was. Shaving. He was all right. He scored a few against Man United that were very crucial, to be fair.
Yeah, but again, that was Fergie's and Man United, so it doesn't count.
He's not in the bad level we're talking about, but I get that he was not as good as he was supposed to be.
I can't tell if Indiana hates me right now.
Yo, Matt.
No,
don't forget
just know you.
What?
Don't forget to say your name for best and worst, because if I remember your answer for best player, your favorite player, it's a really cool one, and if people don't know about him, they should. So
that was Brazilian best player though, wasn't it?
That's unfortunate.
I will say Leonardo was my favorite. I enjoyed watching him play on the left wing, and that apart from that elbow he did in the '94 World Cup where he broke the guy's jaw, wasn't really happy about that, to be fair. Ouch. It was out for about a few years, mate, that guy. You know what I mean? Like, it was American guy as well. So it was a host nation getting elbowed and a broken jaw by the winners.
Yeah.
Ouch. But yeah, Leonardo was for Brazil, but my all-time favourite, that's a difficult one. Cantona.
By the way, I was actually talking about Romario. I wasn't talking about Leonardo.
Call her up, like, it was style for me, you know what I mean? I was like, that guy plays football and he makes me want to dress like him.
1-0 City.
Who does that? Who knows that?
Matt, do you know what it is though? Like the younger generation now, they'll be looking the same at Bruno. Because it's the same impact. It's the same impact.
Yes,
I think younger fans won't understand it unless you were there at the time and you were Manchester United were. Like you won't really get it with Cantona, but just look at Bruno, it's the same thing really.
If you put your collar up in any football shirt, you always refer to it as Cantona.
Or Dwight York.
Dwight York. I think that was because of Cantona. He did that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think.
Reckon?
Oh, mate, yeah. Because I think Aston Villa should be wearing that. But my worst player ever, I don't know. I'd probably say the guy that I think it was for Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup. I can't remember his name, but he literally lifted up the whole Argentinian team, and he never played ever again after that. I can't remember his name. No, I can't remember his name. Do you remember in 1990 Argentina played Cameroon? I think it might have been in the group stages. And
This is annoying because they were showing this the other day on football about like the worst things to happen in international games. I swear down this was on it.
And he made I think he got about 11. It's about 7, 8 yellow cards in the whole tournament.
Yeah. No, it was 8. It was 8. Yeah, he got I remember he got 2 in one game, and it became a red card, obviously. But I feel like 4. I think if I vaguely remember on the TV, they said 4 of them counted. 4 of them are counted in the space of 2 games. So obviously he must have got 4 bookings in the space of 2, and then they became red cards in 2 of the games. So realistically, what an idiot. So it's madness.
I just remember him being terrible, mate, and I remember watching the World Cup, and I was like, oh my god, I never want to be like him ever in my life, because I think he even lost the boot. You know what I mean? Nah, this ain't for me watching this guy. But you know. Should we end it there, guys? I'm pretty sure. Toilet break. dying right now. Everybody, you want to shout out your social medias to let everyone know where they can find you? I know Prime's not there right now. We might be able to fill in for him.
We should just leave him on the stream by himself.
Yeah, no, that's been done so many times. Comes back staring at the screen.
Not with Marley
for about 5 minutes.
Go on, Charlie. Go first.
Oh, well, okay. Just look me up on Twitter. The tag's right there at Marley Chillin'. And I'm constantly here with Matt. I'm probably going to be with Prime again, Steven's channel as well. But stay tuned to Sarcasm City TV, because I'm soon gonna start hosting an Arsenal show in there. With a few more guys. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. It should be out before the end of the year.
Yes.
That's cool, man.
Excellent, man. Mate, I'm looking forward to that. And go check out Charlie Millen, definitely, man. Like everyone, go check it out. What about you, Indiana?
Yeah, my Twitter at is right there. There it is, down there. FirstXI_TV and YouTube channel, the First 11 XI. We do Friday Night Fraud Watch, and in the new year we've got some big shows coming. So go and subscribe to that channel. Make sure you subscribe to this one and everyone else. Like the video, do all the business. You know what to do.
Come on.
Cheers, mate. Let's go on to.
I'm everywhere.
We had to get to that toilet break a bit earlier, but there's no laws against that. Andrew, shout out where people can find you, mate.
Well, I'm just on Twitter at the Winter Surfer, and I'm just around, just popping up everywhere at the moment. So, that's all good.
All good. Thank you, mate. Thanks for coming on, Andrew.
That was
mate.
a bit modest. He's like the top moderator on YouTube. He's on everyone's channel, moderating,
everyone's
representing, supporting. We love the Winter Surfer.
Yeah, but it's all right. These guys invited me in, so it's all good.
Sav, your turn.
Yeah, you'll find me on Twitter, usually chatting crap, at Sav Mondo, and I do Steve Wraith's Ladies Night on a Monday.
Yeah, love that show. Sav, thank you so much for coming on as well.
That's all right. Oh, do you know what? I've just had sorry, I don't mean to take over. I've just had a text message from Argos because I'm waiting for something. That's why I keep checking my phone. Apparently, Hayden's going to be bringing it. So do you think he's now quit at Newcastle and he's now an Argos delivery driver?
It's his punishment, isn't it, for losing the game? He's doing Christmas deliveries, the extra wage.
You might get more job satisfaction doing Argos deliveries, to be fair.
No, I'd rather be doing what he was doing before.
Wow. Wherever you look at it, someone's getting better service, aren't they? Probably that for ages.
Ads to finish it off. Where are you at, mate? Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Zills on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me hosting on GNA TV, and you can also find me once every 2 weeks on Sarcasm City doing Geldam City versus Mandem United with Flawless.
Brilliant. Everybody, have a Merry Christmas. Subscribe, share, like, do what you can. Check out everybody that's been on tonight. Go check them out. Subscribe, share, like. And thank you, everybody, for helping us out this year. It's meant a lot. It's been a horrible year, I'm pretty sure, for you lot as well. And I'm glad that I've met you all. And it's definitely helped me out through the year. Definitely. It's been... Oh, hang on.
Yeah, definitely.
He's back.
He's back.
He's back.
Prime, I was just bigging you up as well. Prime, do you want to shout out your social medias, let everyone know where they can find you and your amazing channels?
All right. I'm a bit update. Yeah, that's my Twitter. Where it's my Twitter where I mostly rattle Arsenal fans. So if Arsenal beat Chelsea on Boxing Day, I deserve it, I guess. And my YouTube where I do interviews and stuff. The one I did with Marley, I don't know if he's still here, I can't really say. It currently has, I will check. Everyone's laughing. 89 views, which is actually great. So thank you.
That's fun.
Let's get that up to 100 people.
Let's go. Push the likes on everybody. Subscribe and shares on everybody.
The one with Matt also has 335. So
oh, nice.
Love
most
it.
viewed video. Actually, no, second most viewed video. Jam's one is still the hardest.
Well done,
Definitely check out Prime on Twitter because he answers so fast. He's very interactive. He still finds time to do that, even though he has to fight the Fantastic Four every day.
Oh, that was a joke. Oh, sorry.
I was actually like, I can't see him fighting over Christmas. Yeah, because
I thought that joke got lost in station with you losing on Boxing Day. My bad.
Right, all. Good night. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Fergie's a fraud.
You are dressed like the Grinch in green.